the only thing that worked is what I hope will work with them, is that I had guys that I saw and I looked up to, this is a role reversal. I was Daquan, I was Raheem, and I was like on the fence, trying to figure out, I want to have a life of respect. I want to be respected. I want to have honor, and I want people to acknowledge my value. And I was fortunate enough when I was their age to have a few people in my life, and I think that's the only difference, is just that we have to be tenacious and keep giving them an alternative. Everybody wants the same thing. Everybody wants power and respect and compassion and love and kindness in their life, and the issue is how you're going to go about getting it. And if they see me and they say, wow, maybe Raheem will become, he might become a businessman or in the medical field, but he might say, wow, I might go into education because that's something that I can do. I've seen it done. So, that's really what I hope my role is in their life. So.
Yeah, if they understand, because if you don't study and go to college, your choice is pretty bad.
There is no choice. You get choices made for you. If you don't take advantage of education, your choices are minimal, and you have people dictating your, Now, some of our biggest heroes, like your Malcolm X's, had to go through tremendous crisis to find this reality. But I hope that these guys don't have to go through what Malcolm went through and what many of our other leaders went through to realize that my mind and my spirit are powerful, and if I invest energy and time into it, I can actually do great things. So I know Raheem's got it already, but Raheem is rare. He's rare. There's a lot of guys as talented and as intelligent as Raheem who for some reason don't take advantage of this opportunity, and so that's something we deal with.
So what makes you serious, Raheem? Because the point. Malcolm X was a serious person.
Before I came to the school, I wasn't the greatest kid. I got into some stuff in my other schools, and then I said when I get to high school, no matter what high school I go to, I'm gonna straighten up. But I didn't just straighten up when I got here. He gave me more options besides just to go straight. He gave me options to go straight and above. He let me excel. He didn't just take me off the road from my car accident and put me on a straight, but he let me drive in a fancy car. He gave me opportunities I would never have anywhere else. He lets me run programs. I'm in JROTC. I never thought I would ever even be in one of those green suits, but I was in that suit, and I actually asked to be in it again, and they gave me that chance to do that. I'm an artist. He let me do my art. He let me do so much academic-wise. My grades launched from D's and F's to B's, C's, and A's even.
Is this school more difficult than your average Boston school?
I would definitely.
Yes.
I hope so. We have done away with. We no longer have anything. C- is our lowest passing grade here. You can't. Anything under a C- is not acceptable, and students receive a grade of N, which is not yet acceptable, as opposed to this culture of failure. We've done away with the D's and the F's. We have said that going through high school with a transcript full of D's is just unacceptable, and we're not going to put our good name, on a transcript like that and actually apply to, institutions of learning. So C- is it. We are putting a major emphasis on participation and attendance. So we're 25. We're expecting 25% of every class is about showing up and actually being present and active in every classroom. And then we also, this year, we have implemented a mandatory after-school program for our freshman students. So they have an extended day or longer day, I should say, an after-school program that goes till 3:30 as opposed to 1:45. I think one of the crimes in this public education is that our kids school day is literally 5 hours long, and it's they have to compete with suburban districts where kids are in school for 6, 7, 8 hours and there's just no competition.
Who made that time?
That you're gonna have to do some digging on that. But one thing I do know is that the transportation system in this city plays a big role in why high schools release at 1:45. It has to do with the ability to serve the middle schools and the elementary schools and the high schools. There's no academic foundation to it. It's strictly a logistical.
It's all about busing.
It's about busing. It's about busing. And it's about big contracts, and it's about, politics.
Is it like the T or actually busing contracts?
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. I look at it as almost like a civil rights issue, a civil rights offense. How could the global leaders, how could the largest economy in the world have urban students out on the street at 2 o'clock in the afternoon without anything to do? It's criminal. It's criminal. The parents aren't home for another 4 or 5 hours, because if they're working and they're contributing, they might not be home. So that we've got an errant 4 or 5 hour window of time where our kids are making their own decisions. So we say we love them, we care for them, and we're gonna create another space for them.
Do you ever hear of the Nativity Prep?
Yeah, sure.
I did a film with them earlier in the year. What an incredible place. They're there from 7 a.m. till 9. They get breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Right.
And they work their butts off, but they're not like falling back into their. I mean, they're going to Georgetown. And
Sure. I mean, I think that model almost feels too extreme to me. Like
they don't have to stay there till then, but
right. Yeah, right.
6.
Like the whole point is a healthy diet of everything. A healthy diet of the enrichment activities, a very strong, rigorous, healthy diet of academics, and then your family is such a critical component. We don't want our kids up all night with the homework and not relating to their family. We're trying to give them study skills and organizational skills so that they can efficiently take care of their work and then go be full, comprehensive, human beings for the remainder of their day. So. But in our areas, we also have to deal with the fact that for Raheem, a trip, some of the things between here and home can be seriously distracting and possibly dangerous to him. So, so at the minimum, I want him just to know that if he wants to, there's things going on in this school that he can get down with. He can, we have a media lab, we have a media program, we have after school homework center and activities, and so he has options, and I hope that he and others will take advantage of those options. So.
Man, there's some things to change, huh?
A lot to change. Without. Everybody's talking about standards and expectations, and it's very, they use that language without any real commitment. But it is true that if we expect, if we expect things from him and we supply him with the structures to do it, he'll do it. But with No Child Left Behind and with so many of these underfunded mandates that say, I expect, but I'm not giving any support. There's no support to back up my expectations. That is a recipe for disaster. And so if we're going to expect, then I have to supply an opportunity and support for him to do it. So that's what we're trying to put in place here. So.
Is that? One last question is: so you guys have to do the MCAS too?
Oh yeah, sure. We have to go through all of that. And there's already some evidence that our focus on more personalized relationships and the smallness of this institution now allowing us to really hone in on the needs of our students is making a difference. There's a lot of evidence of that happening. So